New ethanol studies set the record straight on the industry's environmental footprint, highlighting how grain-based ethanol is reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Joining us now is Renewable Fuels Association Chief Economist Scott Richmond. Thanks so much for joining us, Scott. Let's start with some background on these studies and the highlights.
That sounds good. Well, as you mentioned, there have been two studies that have come out recently that have set the record straight on issues related to the greenhouse gas emissions benefits of grain-based ethanol. And if I had to kind of summarize what the takeaways from those two studies are, the first one would be that rumors of land use change since the renewable fuel standard was passed have been greatly exaggerated. And the second one is that typical crop management practices used by corn producers make the greenhouse gas savings from corn-based ethanol even higher than currently estimated. So if I could talk a little bit about the two studies, one was done by the Laboratory for Applied Spatial Analysis at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. And what that did was it took a bit of a look under the hood at research that's been conducted over the last few years regarding potential land use change. And the other paper was conducted by government and academic researchers, and it addresses the effect that corn stover retention has on soil organic carbon. And in my mind, the research that was done by SIUE is really timely and relevant, since the EPA is soon going to be proposing a reset of the RFS volumes for 2021 and 2022, and it was just about a year ago that the EPA issued a report to Congress, its second triennial report to Congress, about the environmental aspects of the RFS. And one issue that played a key role there was about land use change, and they gave a fair amount of consideration to some studies that had been done based on satellite imagery to look at land use change. And what we had the researchers do was to take a look at whether that research is ready for prime time, and really what they decided is that it's not ready for prime time.
But hopefully it will be in the future, at least hopefully for ethanol producers. Now, speak to the recent positive data and the science highlighting ethanol's carbon benefits, the strides that corn farmers and ethanol producers are making in sustainability and efficiency.
Right. So recent estimates by the USDA with ICF are that corn-based ethanol has a greenhouse gas savings relative to gasoline of anywhere between 39 and 43%, which is pretty substantial. Actually, some of the new research that's come out showing the benefits of retaining corn stover on the field imply that the benefits could be even higher. That the carbon intensity score of ethanol could be 20 to 25% lower than has previously been estimated. So that would bring the total savings of dry mill corn ethanol to about 50 to 65% relative to gasoline, so a pretty substantial savings.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking some time to tell us all about it. Renewable Fuels Association Chief Economist Scott Richmond, really appreciate that update today.